No disintegration. You don't know the power of the dark side.
What's up, guys? It's your boy PJ the Paradox Nerd back again with another Hot Toys preview video. And today we got a super special one. And to join me to talk about it is none other than Matt. What's going on, Matt?
Full screen Matt.
Full screen Matt, and to double screen PJ and Matt. So and number one thing, we changed our shirts. We're not wearing the same shirts we wore last time for the I think it was the Django Fett or something like that.
yeah.
But man, happy Mando Monday, man. And
it's crazy. It's fun. It's smart of them to do this. I think it's really fun for everybody.
Yeah, dude, this is insane. First
I mean, even if you're not getting anything, it's still a great time.
It's still a great time to be a Star Wars fan and collector because they're just bombarding us with so much stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's insane. Like, seriously, I've never seen anything like this since I've been collecting. Like, I mean, we're getting Crocs, Polaroid cameras, like Baby Yoda is everywhere.
Yeah.
And I want to know, like, are we going to get sick of it at some point? Like, I'm so scared. Like, I mean, I think you and I talked about it where we're like, well, you know, the trial should like move on and we can move on with the story. But I'm like scared if that happens, like there might be like some uproar. Like people, like there will be a lot of people that love the child and like have pitchforks ready.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think the child has brought a lot of people in that like even the higher ups at Star Wars probably weren't expecting, like just to get very like not huge Star Wars fans excited about the Mandalorian, Star Wars, right? So I think that's really cool, but I can understand why it was unexpected. But then that's why I think a lot of this is just now coming out, right? They didn't come out with it before because they didn't want to spoil the first season.
Yeah.
Right. So they pushed everything back, and now I think everything's really starting to kick in. Yeah. And it's just it's crazy. It's
crazy because I feel like they're trying to make up for lost like sales from last year, and they're just like everything is like Baby Yoda. But we're not going to talk about we're sort of going to talk about the Baby Yoda, but we are going to talk about this beauty of a figure, the quarter scale Mandalorian in Beskar armor with Baby Yoda on the side. Matt, I know we were teased with this in hot, like one of those I don't know what you call those, like those little like openings for those stores, like those Toy Sapien stores in Japan.
Right.
And we got a little preview of this, but seriously, they didn't drop, like Hot Toys didn't drop, like, you know, they usually do like their anything. They usually do their pictures and you kind of have an idea that they're going to drop it. But like Sideshow was the first ones to announce this pre-order. So what's your thoughts, man, on these on the statue?
Yeah, it's really random. Like, look, like you said just now, you called it on accident, called it a statue, right? So
sorry, a figure. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's the problem, right? So I at this point I kind of feel like Hot Toys should just start making statues as well, because this to me is it's I mean, obviously it's a quarter scale figure. It looks really good, but the base is essentially what a statue base kind of is, right? There's actually like things in the base, and it's, you know, built up and all this stuff. It kind of tells a little bit of a story. I mean, you know, it's really it's really interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure what to say about it. It's so weird.
Are you confused about the base? Are you like just like
I'm confused about the whole thing, kind of like I saw this coming, right? They said they were coming out with a quarter scale child. So I was like, okay, they're probably not going to come out with it by itself. I was wrong about that as well, but they did, but they also came out with it with the quarter scale Mando, which makes sense. So the thing is, this is season 2 Mando, right? Because of the thigh armor stuff that you can tell.
Yeah.
But he still has that giant season 1 gun at the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of one thing people have been mentioning that's kind of weird. And I think even some of the stuff in the base, right? IG-11. Whose helmet is that on the right on the base?
To be honest, I'm like kind of confused. Actually, I'll go back a little bit here, but yeah, I'm actually confused with that helmet right there. Like,
yeah, is that supposed to be the armor or?
I have no idea. Is that like some random Mandalorian armor or helmet?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know.
So this is the light. This base lights up.
Yeah,
from underneath is what it looks like.
It's cool. I love this little plaque here with the
that's cool.
The mythosaur.
That's cool.
And IG-11 looks like he's decapitated, and it's like, why would you do IG-11 like that? I don't think Mando's gonna stand on top of him like that, but whatever. Yeah. I mean, I guess they wanted to add something to the base to make it look a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
But to be honest, like you said, like it's kind of confusing because you really don't need that extra stuff. It still looks cool. I still think it looks cool. Again, with this whole big, huge E11, not E11. I'm sorry.
What's the web big gun called? Yeah, web. I know.
Yeah, the web cannon. It's just like, okay, well, unless we see it like later on in the season, this doesn't make any sense, right? Because he was carrying that at the end of season 1,
right?
When he was fighting Moff Gideon,
right?
So again, I just feel like Hot Toys was like you said, we talk about accessories and stuff. Like they're just trying to add more things to kind of like bring up the price, because this thing is about like what, $660 something. It's almost like 700 out the door with like shipping and tax and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. That's so, I don't really. I think it's tough because I think and I've heard this from other people. I think there's going to be quite a few people that just go for the normal base, right? The non-deluxe version, because a lot of this stuff, again, it doesn't completely make sense with the season 2 Mando like armor. And it's just a lot to look at. Like, I don't know this to me, if they had made this a statue and taken him, let's take away the plaque on the front and like built up the base a little bit more, it would probably be a pretty damn cool statue, to be honest. And so that kind of makes sense to me, but it's kind of a weird mixture, and that's all that stuff's going to be plastic.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if the deluxe makes much sense, to be honest. The figure looks great.
Yeah. So let's talk about the figure. Like, what's your thoughts on like the armor, like the weathering, the tailoring?
Yeah. The cape looks like the same material they use for all the 1/6 figure capes. Like it's a nice material.
It looks like it's a suede like material, right?
Yeah. It's kind of similar to some of the other like Jedi cloaks and stuff you get.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yep.
But the weathering, the chips in the armor, the all that stuff, it looks good. It looks really nice. The only thing I had issues with, and this will be interesting if they actually put that fat suit thing on this one.
Oh, I really hope not.
I'm not taking it off of mine because I don't really need it off of it, but I get it for some people that really want to pose the hell out of these things to not have that. That said, it'll be interesting to see if they have it on this one. The only thing I don't like about the 1/6 figure is that the thighs look like they're freaking tree trunks. They're giant.
Yeah, actually, that's a great point. I was actually going to mention that. Like, it looks like Mando has like really baggy like khakis.
Yeah,
and
or elephantitis. I mean, it's just weird, and it doesn't work. That's the only thing that I don't like about it. Otherwise, the figure is beautiful. It's really, really, really nice, and I'm sure this one will be fantastic too. They look at their quarter scale Vader. Their quarter scale Vader's beautiful figure.
It is a beautiful figure, and it's such an underrated figure because I mean it's sold out now, but I still see people trying to get rid of it for like almost like a little bit below retail, and they're still having a hard time selling anything. I mean, that thing is like, if you're not a statue collector, like that is like a must own in your
It's amazing. It really is amazing. So they knock out these quarter scale figures so well, and so I think people are going to be happy about this if they get it. I could see people that are hardcore Mandalorian line collectors getting this. It's just another,
as myself.
Yeah, it's just another Mandalorian thing, right? That looks fantastic.
Yeah, and looking at the helmet, like, I have no idea whose helmet that is.
Yeah, what is that?
It's like copper and silver. It just looks weird. I'm not sure if it's the light that's throwing the colors off.
If IG-11 was the same color, like the copperish, you could think it's more just like a copper representation of those things, right? Like, that's Mando's helmet, that's IG-11. Like, you could think that maybe, but it's weird. I'm not sure what to think.
Yeah,
on that stuff.
But look at this gun. I mean, I know it doesn't make sense. Awesome. It still looks really cool. Like, oh my gosh.
Cool. It's too bad they don't have this in 1/6. This gun.
I know. And you know what I see a lot of people doing now is selling their 1/6 scale, or like canceling their 1/6 scale Beskar armor, Mandos, to get this one.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And people are like, oh my gosh, this might be like my first quarter scale like figure, you know. And this is seriously giving Sideshow a run for their money with their quarter scale Mandalorian statue, because at some point some people are going to say, well, what should I get? Should I get this version or the older version, which is like minus the thigh armor? And you're able to pose it, you know, because some people weren't happy with the pose of the Sideshow statue. So this is another great option for those collectors that were on the fence with the Sideshow stuff to maybe pick this one up. It is.
I mean, yeah. Let's be honest. They're two very different products, right?
Of course.
You could easily get both. But that said, yeah, you're right. I mean, look. 3/4 of the collectors out there that collect Hot Toys put them in a pose and never touch them again. So
absolutely, yeah,
they're essentially little statues. I mean, it's basically what they are. They just don't have the massive bases and stuff. So that's a thing. Like, could you get this in place of, you know, a statue? You sure you could, you know, and it would look really good. It just wouldn't have the deluxe bases. I don't know how that's going to turn out at the end of the day. If it's going to look really plasticky, it's not worth getting. But I mean,
I love that pose. I love this pose, man. Like, that looks super cool.
Deluxe version comes with the big gun.
Yeah,
in the base. Okay.
Yeah. So these are all the accessories that comes with the deluxe version. I really like that plaque. I don't know. There's something about that plaque that just makes it look cool.
Sure.
Obviously, IG-11, like a broken IG-11, and that Mando helmet that doesn't make any sense. Again, who knows? We might see it towards the middle or towards the end of the season, season 2.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know. We shall see. But just still, right now, it doesn't make any sense. But you get the child, which you could actually buy this separately.
You can, yeah.
I believe it's $170,
and the pram looks really nice.
Yeah,
I mean the egg, you know, the little egg pram thing looks really, really nice. I must say, I know people were like, "Why would I buy this separately?" It does look good.
It does look good. Maybe you could pose it with future Mandalorian quarter scale statues or figures, because I feel like you know, Iron Studios teased like they were making their version of the Mandalorian 1/10 scale. Who knows? It might be a quarter scale.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
Well,
this will be a good option to display with that statue if they do come out with one.
Yeah. Well, and you never know what could come out, whether it's licensed or unlicensed. You never know what you could possibly like pair this up with, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
It's possible. I just don't know. I could definitely see a lot of people not getting just the baby and the
for me, I wouldn't get it just because I'll go for deluxe. But love that you could close it. It's weathered.
Yeah, it's cool.
The only problem I have with the child is those damn seams. Like, I don't know what's going on with Hot Toys. Like, do they love these seams, like on the ears?
On the ears, yeah.
Like, they just can't, like, you know how, okay, so here you could actually move the mouth, right? Like, you could actually articulate the mouth, like you close it and open it. Why couldn't they use that same like technology for the ears where they could like, you could bring it up and down, you can move it forward.
Yeah.
You put some wirings inside. I don't know.
I can understand it if they had extra ears. If they were giving you extra ears, I could understand it. But I guess it looks like these ears can turn, is what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Right. See, if you look where your cursor is on the ears, it's not extra ears, but it looks like they can kind of turn up.
Gotcha.
I think that's what's going on.
But the thing, it sticks out like a sore thumb. Like
it does. They don't need to do it. It's just
like, like when you look at it, you're like, oh, those seams. It's like weird looking.
Yeah.
But you get a whole bunch of hands with it. The shifter ball, the necklace. He comes with that little satchel, which is pretty cool. Cool. The jetpack. I'm not sure how this his flashlight's going to work on his on his helmet. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how this flashlight will light up. Whole bunch of accessories here, some detonator looking stuff, Beskar, the fob, the tracking fob. But yeah, some guns, pretty cool. The flames. So this is a pretty nice looking figure. But Matt, what is your final decision with the Hot Toys Quarter Scale Mando? Is this a do it or not for you?
It's not for me. I don't think for me, because I think if I'm going to go for a quarter scale, for me, I would go for a statue.
Okay.
I don't, but that said, if you're big into Mando and you're a big Hot Toys collector, I could totally see. I mean, it looks really good. Yeah. It's going to be, look, it at some point, the Mandalorian line is going to be a very, you're going to have to start deciding what to get and what not to get. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Unless you just decide to collect all of them, that's fine. But I think that and the Clone Wars line together, along with everything else they're coming out with, I mean, at some point you almost have to freaking decide what you're going to go for and not go for. It's so much.
It is a lot. And that's why, like, with my channel, I decided to kind of like focus on Star Wars only because they're really pumping a lot of Star Wars. And for me, Star Wars comes first.
Yeah.
And I just don't have the room and the finances to collect all these things, all these Mandalorian line, the Clone Wars and other original sequel, prequel trilogy characters. And on top of that, be able to buy some Marvel or MCU characters. Right. I'm not that rich. I'm sorry.
Yeah, crazy.
So, and it's also coming down to this point where, you're starting to have to pick what things to get, even with the quarter scale stuff, like, because they do take up a lot of room.
Yeah.
And, like I had to decide. I was like, because I have a friend of mine asked me, he's like, what are you going to get? Are you going to get the Sideshow quarter scale or the Hot Toys one, or both?
Right.
So I'm getting both, but I don't know who's to say, like, an Iron Studios comes out with their own quarter scale statue, and then you're like, all right, I don't need 3 quarter scale Mandalorian Beskar armored statues figures.
Yeah. Which we have seen a preview, like they've previewed it, like they're not, well, they've shown a teaser for it, right? So
yeah.
Iron Studios will probably come out with something. Who knows? If it's 1/10, that makes a big difference, right? But
yeah, that makes a big difference. Which but you're able to get it. But
But that said, like, look, think about this. Like, scale now, especially with some things are starting to go out the window. Like, look at the Kotobukiya, Tusken Raider, especially after that last episode.
Oh yeah,
all the statues are going like crazy. I mean. That's not to say someone won't come out with a good Tusken Raider, but that's a good one as well, though. I mean, that's it's a good option. Yeah. So I think we're gonna have to start maybe exploring some of going into some different scales, and I think if you're a Hot Toys person, I understand that going into a quarter scale figure is not it's not ideal for people that collect Hot Toys. So unless you have maybe the Vader and Boba and some of that stuff, but if you don't have it, you should should possibly think about it. They're really pretty figures. They can put more detail into it. They can it's really I think it's going to turn out really, really nice. So
yeah, I think it looks great. Everything about it. My only gripe again is those the child ears. But besides that, I think this is a do it, unless again Iron Studios comes out with their quarter scale statue or whatever stuff. I don't know. Disney is ready to pump out. Just because, man, they're just going on a tear right now. I'm scared for Mando Mondays now. Before I was excited to get to looking forward to like Mando Mondays, but they're just pumping a whole bunch of stuff. Like I'm like, crazy. I'm scared. Yeah, but Matt, thank you so much for doing this Hot Toys preview video. Guys, please check out Matt from Rogue 16. Check out Rogue 16 YouTube channel. They do a lot of like Star Wars prop replicas, Hot Toys statues, and so much more. I'll put the link for their YouTube channel down below. And if you guys love Star Wars as much as I do, again, please check out Sidcast Podcast. Is my podcast. It's our podcast that we do weekly now. Where we talk about pretty much anything and everything Star Wars. You can download this on Google, Stitcher, Apple iTunes, and all the other podcast platforms. And please join the Scum and Villainy Outpost Facebook group. It's a little small Facebook group that we have made so that if you love Star Wars and want to talk about it, you could come in and join in and talk with us in that group.
Yeah, it's a nice little group.
So really appreciate you guys for watching, and always remember to do what you love what you collect. Take care. See you guys in the next video.